Musings. Um, kind of my question went with where is the current occupant in his headspace and the reactions around him and what that will bring. All right, first thing up, King of Pentacles. Like I said, that's the card for the current occupant. Whenever I'm doing a reading on him, that's the card that shows up. Is the King of Pentacles, a wealthy businessman, someone who has built his own empire and is looking to expand that empire to a realistic empire of a country or countries, if he has his way about it. But then next up, I drew Justice. And this tells me that regardless of what it is he plans to do, regardless of what he has done or is preparing to do, justice is coming. And they, or she, because the card looks like a female with her sword, justice is going to hold him accountable. Justice is the people looking at him and going, wait a minute, you're not above us. Same laws that govern us govern you. And that's where justice is going to step in and hold him accountable. And then I pull the World. That's just telling me that the whole world is looking on. They are looking at we the people. They are looking at our government, and they're saying to themselves, will they be able to withstand this emperor, this king who has manipulated his way back to the top and is not just affecting those of us of his own country, but he's also affecting those of us who are in foreign countries as they look towards us. And then I drew the Moon. Now this tells me there's still a lot of things that are in hiding. While the Moon illuminates some things, it doesn't illuminate it in the same respect that the sun does or that the star does. The Moon is shadow. Goodness. The Moon is in shadow, and it keeps things that we are looking at and looking for in shadow. Therefore, we have to work that much harder to bring those truths out. And then I pulled the Ace of Cups. Now, Ace of Cups, as you can see with the picture here, my cup runneth over, right? This, I think, is talking about all of the illegal actions that the current occupant has taken, all of the illegal actions that he's planning to do going forward. And it's literally running over because he's not going to stop. It's going to keep going. There is no stop. There is no everybody take a breath, step back, and let's see where we're at and what can and can't be done. No, that's not where they are at all. You can also look at this ace as a means for a new beginning for the people, a chance to rid ourselves of the current occupant and his enablers and start something new, something fresh, something equal. And then I pulled Judgment. That seems to me like the current occupant and all of his enablers, from the lowest position to the highest position, they are all going to be under judgment. They're all going to have their actions looked at, and not just the people of our country, but people around the world, I believe, are going to look at everything that's been done, everything that he's done, and there's going to be judgment on that. I don't think it's going to be a good judgment at all. And that's it. That's our 6 cards. Out of 6 cards, we had 4 major arcana. That speaks volumes. That sun is hitting me just right. That speaks volumes. The fact that out of 6 cards, we have 4 major arcana. So that's telling us, pay attention. Sit up, take note, pay attention. Do what needs to be done. Get ready for the fight. Prepare yourselves for what is going to happen next. I think the next thing up on the chopping block is he has his bought and paid for lawmakers looking at busting up the Voting Rights Act, the Civil Rights Act, and that's next on the chopping block, is our right to vote. And they're going to start working on that really hard. Midterms is what, a month away, a year away? Yeah. They are seriously looking at how many more people they can get off of the voting rolls. And they're going to do their damnedest. Take away our voting rights. And they've already started. You know, they've got gerrymandering. They've got, there are some states that have now passed laws that a woman who wants to vote, her identification to vote must be showing the same name that she was born with. So if you've never been married and you're still using your birth name, you'll be okay. However, if you have been married, doesn't matter how many times, your ID is going to show your current legal name, but it's not going to be legal enough to vote. And so a lot of people are going to have to jump through a lot of hoops to get their ID changed to their birth name, not their married name. I mean, I have my birth certificate with my birth name. I have adoption papers from my mom's second husband, who adopted me to be his legal daughter. And so he adopted me through the court, so that my maiden name changed from my birth name of Thibodeau to my new maiden name of Miller. And then I got married. And so I have a marriage certificate that shows my legal name now as Hinkle for my last name, because I took my husband's name when I got married. So it is very, very possible depending on what my state does between now and then, I may have to show up to vote with not just my birth certificate, but my birth certificate, my adoption papers, and my marriage certificate, all to prove that I am who I say I am. But if I want to buy a gun, all I need is a piece of paper saying, my name is, and that's good enough for them. But to vote, yeah, no. They're gonna put us through the ringer. So make sure that you're registered. Keep up with your registration. Between now and election day for midterms, start checking your stance, your registration stance weekly. Most states have their voters registrar up on a website where you can go in, you can put in your social security number and your date of birth and your whatever parish or county that you live in, and it'll pull up and tell you if you're a registered voter or not. And other states have like an automated phone you can call in and verify your registration. Don't play around with this, y'all. It's very important that between now and midterms, you check your registration status weekly. And the minute that there is something wrong, or they don't show you, or they say you're not eligible to vote, you go down to the registrar's office and you raise holy hell. You bring whatever paperwork you need to bring, and you get your registration put back. And you may very well have to bring that paperwork with you when you show up to vote. Now, I have voted by mail for almost 2 decades now because I'm handicapped. And it's very difficult for me to stand for hours in a long line. I just can't do it. And so I jumped through all the hoops and I got all the paperwork filled out by attending medical doctors of my status so that I was eligible to vote by mail. And so when there's a election coming up in my area, something that would affect me personally, my district, my parish, my county, whatever you want to call it, I'll get an email from the registrar's office with, you have a ballot coming up in 2 months, and here's the link. I can download the ballot, print it out, fill it out, and mail it in. So that's really important, because the one way that no one can cheat, the one way that anyone can cheat that stops them from cheating are mail-in ballots. They can't forge those. They can't cheat on those. That result is what it is. Therefore, God, that sun has hit me just right. Therefore, it's very important. Keep up with your registration. Start doing it weekly. Don't give them time to shuffle you out of existence. If you check this week and you're there, and then you go next Monday and you check again and you're not, I would be down at the registrar's office that day and demanding what changed from last Monday to this Monday. Why am I no longer registered? It's really important. It's really important. We have to vote in numbers for the midterm. I mean, granted, we've said this before, vote in numbers that are too big to manipulate, too big to steal. But we know that there are ways they can get around that. And so That just means that out of the, what was it, 10, 12 million that didn't bother to vote at all in the last presidential election, um, not only do we have to vote, but we need to get these people signed up into the polls. We need to do whatever we can to make sure everyone we know is registered and goes to vote. That's the last line of defense that we have. If we vote in numbers big enough that it cannot be manipulated, then that helps us start to fix all this mess. It's really important that you do this. This is something that, this is our right. This is one of our privileges of being an American citizen. It is our right to vote for who we want to lead us. Don't let them take that away from you. Don't buy into the lie of, oh, well, my vote doesn't count. Yes, it does. If it didn't, they wouldn't push that lie so hard. Don't fall for it. All right, guys. Looks like we got some spicy things coming up. So just be ready, be prepared. Make sure you're registered and get out there and vote like your life depends on it, because it does. All right. Y'all have a wonderful Monday afternoon, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.